Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Gino. These are the prints I'm using, and I'm doing 4 this time, 65 to 68 of 100 days of using my prints. I remembered to tape my edges this time, my border, so I'm excited to see how this one comes out. And I'm starting off because I don't really know what to do. I'm just starting off by putting some color down on my page, and I'm doing it in a kind of watercolor effect. I just felt like it. I hadn't done it in a long time, and I miss it. And I'm thinking nice, calm, cool colors. So I started off with green. It's actually also because I had excess paint on my palette, so I am using it up. Again, I'm using the early spring green right now. It's lovely. It makes me feel so happy. Do you have any specific colors that makes you it just makes you feel really happy? I know people have their go-to colors that they always use without thinking. Because I do that. I think, I can't even remember what colors they are because I was focusing so much these days on just getting, doing specific colors. I think I've forgotten my go-to colors without thinking. But yeah, this one, it's new for me, but it makes me feel really happy and calm and just all happy inside. It's strange, I know, but it does. So, I'm putting down my prints. These are my printed papers. I cut them up beforehand because, again, I knew that I was going to work in a small space, and I actually decided to prepare at least this. So, here we go. Now, this was difficult because now I know green and brown goes together. I know orange and brown goes together, but I don't know, putting on these pieces was a bit challenging for me. I didn't really, because of the pattern, I guess. The pattern on, well, I guess you could tell it they're flowers, but I did flower stenciling and printing. That's what the brown and the white. It was really difficult. But again, because I gave myself my personal challenge of just trying to make quick decisions, even though it was challenging, I still tried my best to stick to that. So, where before this 100 days and before giving myself this challenge, I would have taken a very, very long time to decide on what colors, what patterns, where to put what. I just found myself not taking so much time to do this, and it actually helps. It helps a lot because you move along faster and you do things that you never would have done, and you get I get surprising results for me, results that I actually like. Some of them I don't, but some of them I really do like. So I really am enjoying this process and this challenge. That upper right corner gave me a lot of trouble in the beginning. You see all of the other spaces, they have more paper stuck down, and this one only has one. I just couldn't, I don't know, I was stuck on that side. So I decided to go brave, and I'm using blue. The good thing about using this tape, this is painter's tape, I decided to try it, first of all, I realized it's not as sticky as masking tape, which is cool. So I was like, all right, well, this should be good. I'm just hoping that when I start to stick stuff down and get it wet, and then the heat from the heat gun, I was just hoping that it wouldn't raise up. I still want my crisp lines, but it was easy because it's blue. I was able to easily define my space. Usually with the masking tape, it gets covered up with paint and paper, and I just kind of get lost as to where the divisions are sometimes. So it was cool. But I thought, let's go brave, and instead of white or kind of pastel color, let's go bold. So I went with blue. And I started putting down those blue splotches, and then I was like, let's do green. And I decided to put down those green splotches, and all the while I'm trying to maintain white space, and I'm trying to still see the background, which looked so lovely. I really loved it. I think that's one of the problems for me. Here I'm using Deco Art marker. I thought it was brown. I think it's brown. It's supposed to be brown, I believe, but it looked purple. It's the strangest thing, and I'm trying to see the color on it. See, I was trying to find the color because I was so confused by what I was seeing on my paper. And for the life of me, I couldn't find the color. And I still can't. Maybe I need to, I'll probably have to go online. So I pulled another marker and I just went over it. I was like, yes, this is brown. Okay, so I just went over them with the lines and made my nice brown strokes, which is what I wanted in the first place. And I'm just making these lines to create some interest and to get my brain ticking because, as I said, I was kind of at a loss. So I'm just making some lines, and in my mind, some of them were connecting lines, connecting one area to another. So the right connected to the bottom there, the left is connected to that image. This is for the top left corner, in the bottom left hand. For me, they were connecting lines. That's how I thought of it. I didn't realize the top right corner was there was so much glare, so I apologize in advance for that. Here I'm bringing in some book page. It's, when you have the plain edges, that's what this is, without the writing. Right, so I kept that, and I'm using this to tone down my squares because they were getting very busy, and my mind was getting too busy as well, too flustered. So I'm using the plain paper to help tone it down. And I'm also continuing to put my printed papers. Still trying to find, you see, the top right barely has anything. It gave me so much trouble. I didn't even put blue in that corner. But I'm still going through looking to see where I could put stuff, where I could put my printed papers. These took a lot of paper, I must say. So I'm just going to spend some time getting some papers stuck down in various places. Here I'm trying to add some black to the pieces. I had a black and white print that I did, a circle print, and I'm trying to add black because it felt like it needed it, but I don't think this was the kind of black that it needed. But I'm still sticking it down. Not really liking what I'm seeing, but I'm still sticking them down. And because I didn't really like it, I'm going to add to the black by putting more black, just painting it in. What I'm actually doing is trying to cover up those white edges. I didn't realize that it was going to show up so much. So I'm just covering that with paint. I'm going to use the black because I wanted to add black to the pieces, I'm using the black in certain areas, and then I'm going to add some more color as well. And I'm just loading my brush with water and paint and just kind of dabbing and rolling my brush along because I don't want it to be specific strokes, just random. I still am trying to have that watercolor effect, that kind of natural vibes happening. So I'm attempting to tone some areas down as well. I'm adding white, but throughout it's just loading the brush, water and paint, and just dab and roll. Dab and roll. So everything is dry, and I thought to myself, maybe some stenciling could help pull everything together and make it more cohesive. So I brought out my line, this stencil, which has a lot of different shapes on it, and I thought the lines would help pull everything, because I've found that sometimes when I use stenciling over my collage, it helps turn it into one piece. I feel like, oh, this looks like one piece now. So this was my attempt at doing that, but in my mind it didn't really work. So I decided to try the X's, and I liked that. So I'm putting it on just in a couple areas. I was thinking of using that, but then I was like, nah, my mind wasn't there. And then I love these pieces. I've been trying to use them for quite a while, but they still don't feel right. Even though this I find looks pretty okay there, but it still didn't feel right, so didn't end up using it. So I'm adding more color again because I'm at a loss. What do I do next? Adding more color. What do you all do when you're painting? Does what you do, what you listen to or watch, does it help inspire you while you're painting? Creating, I should say, because it doesn't always have to be just painting. So sometimes I do listen to music, but these days I'm more into audiobooks. So I listen to a lot of books, and it's awesome. It's exciting. Doesn't matter what the story is, it's nice. I love to listen to audiobooks while I paint. Sometimes I do music. I think I have watched like videos, but they would be mixed media videos or, art videos. I usually, if I'm watching anything while I'm creating, it's usually art. But I haven't done that one in a while either. So for the past how many ever months, it's been audiobooks. What do you all do? Here I'm bringing in the book page again to help tone it down and push some things back and just, help my mind feel a little more peaceful and at rest, because these pages, even though I added the paint which helped push things back and tone things down, it still feels very intense and very busy for me. Still trying to use this. I love it so much. And I made in my mind, I'm going to use it. I forced it on the page. It doesn't look too bad. I forced it, finally. I tried to use it on the other blocks, but it just don't feel right. So again, back to my book pages, my plain book pages. And this is a strip of pages that I sewed together. It's coffee stained. And I just had the bits and pieces of them and I just stitched them together in a machine. For some reason, I really wanted to use it today. So I'm just adding a little background for it to stand on, to be up again so you could actually see it. And I'm going to get this stuck down, but I'm going to put up about 2 layers. Because I want it seen. And I'm going to put piece on this side too. Here I'm just making some round marks, again to help push things back, using my Posca marker, just to help push it back and add some more interest. And I'm doing the same to the one on the top. I'm adding little X's, or are they plus signs? And dots, just to help push things back and add some more interest at the same time. Still trying to do something with this top right corner. Still giving me some trouble. I don't know what to do with it. It's amazing. You could work so closely together. 4 different pieces. And it's just, you use the same elements on all. And they're still, quite different. I find that it's so... God made the brain so amazingly. It's amazing. I'm just adding orange because there's orange on the page. So I'm just adding some touches of orange to help bring that out and, just tighten a little bit more. I didn't want to put too much orange. And then I saw the script stamp nearby and I thought this would be a fantastic addition to my cards. So I'm just adding them. I'm just dabbing some paint on them. Well, more brushing on the script stamp and then stamping it, trying to do it very lightly on just parts of it on different areas. I love how that looked. Love it. I'm also doing it to help tone down the book pages that I stuck down. So here in my fine liner bottle, I have acrylic paint. I added some water. So I'm just doing some asemic writing on that one. Finally decided to do something. And then I'm pulling out my stencils. These I made. And I'm just putting down some images. That was not the plan. Like, I had no plan whatsoever to add stencils on these. It was just supposed to be strictly abstract, strictly collage. But, you know, sometimes when you add something, it gives you an idea to do something else. That's what happened. So I'm just adding some stencils on all of them, trying to make it different and see how that turns out. With this lady, I used white because I didn't want to cover up the script stamping on the page. And if I had used black, it definitely would have covered it up entirely. And I wanted the stencil against that piece of sewn paper that I put down. I really didn't want to cover up that the stamp. This one, I'm just doing an outline of the man inside. Yes, these all they all mean something to me, but I like to keep it open so that when people see it, it will mean whatever it means to them. You know, I don't want to influence their thoughts and their feelings. So with this one, I'm just doing a scriggly with my bottle over the black, and I'm done. So I'm gonna get this off, gonna look at it, try and divide it as equally as I can without measuring, because measuring takes too long. Just kind of eyeball it and get it cut and see how they look separately. This turned out very differently than I thought it would, and I am pleased. How does my daughter feel about them? She's not too hot, you know, it's like, but she likes the one with the leaf the best, the branch. I like this one a lot, I really do. This one I love as well because it's white, and I don't know, I really love this one. This one, I love this one too, because of what it means to me. I love it. It's awesome. Which ones do you like? Which ones do you prefer? This is Gary's favorite. I really like this one too. It looks really, really cool. I think the pops of blue really brings it out. And the black, and it's just lovely. Lovely! So these are my pieces. I got 4 pieces today. They were lovely. I think they all turned out differently. Let me know what you think. I would love to hear your thoughts. Which is your favorite? If you don't like any, you could say that too. You know, what you prefer about them. And I hope you're creating. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye!